Okay, welcome back. Let's continue where we stopped. I think we gotta talk to Titanborn.
Brondeld had good instincts. We're definitely onto something. Our mystery buyer is hiring locals to haul these urns and reach fetishes out of the city. But for what purpose?
Some sort of ritual, maybe.
Without a doubt. The Coven's attack on Urin involved a ritual. Why hire locals, though? Seems like an unnecessary risk. And how does the Breton figure in? I suppose using different people draws less attention. Something doesn't feel right.
Should we check out that abandoned lodge?
No reason not to. Head there while I circle around from the other direction in case they're already on the move.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Give your sentry my best. And tell him I owe him an autograph.
Oh, he's gonna get more than an autograph if I keep him here.
Okay, we're gonna have to go left, up, left, up. This looks like it's just a shrine of sorts. But the lodge is here somewhere.
A straggler. I have more than I need, so I'll just feast on you.
What the hell is he doing? Okay, letter to the Pentarch. Pentarch Zaros. Preparations are complete, my bread and brother. We are ready to begin the ritual. Send the latest shipment to Kilriath Temple. Sister Ambrit will put everything to good use. You have done well. Await my next command. R. Yeah, I don't need this.
Over here, partner.
Well, there's a way shrine here. Let me go put it on the map first, then we'll come back and talk to her. Right, and she's surrounded by a group of corpses. I'm curious, did she just kill everybody there? Or did she just find them?
Over here, partner.
They look like vampires, though. Guess we'll find out.
All I found were these Reachmen stalking the pass. Decided they'd rather die than talk, so I obliged. They don't look like they're from Icereach, but they are wearing the Coven's medallions. Anyway, did you find the lodge?
The lodge was empty, but I found a letter for the Breton. Orders to send the shipment to Kilcreath?
Kilcreath? The temple to Meridia? Why would the Ice Reach Coven target a local Daedra cult?
The letters say they were ready to start the ritual as soon as they received the shipment.
Damn, we're running out of time. I'll head back to Solitude and try again to warn High King Svargrim. You go to Kilcreath Temple and alert Meridia's priests. I'll meet you there as soon as I can.
Warn the priests. Shouldn't I attempt to stop the ritual?
You'll be going up against the Coven by yourself. Warn the priests. If there's an opportunity to safely stop or delay the ritual, by all means, but don't take any unnecessary chances. I still don't want to lose another partner. Good luck.
Alright, I'll see you at Kilcreath Temple after you warn the High King. So I need to follow the road to Kilcreath Temple.
Stop! A disaster has befallen Kilcreath Temple. Don't be alarmed. I mean you no harm. But there are Harrow fiends swarming around Kilcreath Temple who do. Head back to safety before they find you.
I was sent to warn the temple priests.
I'm sorry, but you're too late. An unnatural storm struck the temple and now the entire area is overrun by vampires and Harrow fiends.
What are Harrow fiends, and for that matter, who are you?
Harrow fiends are feral vampires, a byproduct of the unnatural Harrow storm. As for me, I am Fenorian of House Ravenwatch. I came here on the trail of remains stolen from a mass grave in Bankurai. They were shipped to Solitude in ancient urns.
Yeah, I found urns and crates smuggled into Solitude. They seem to be related to the Ice Reach Coven.
Yes, I've run into the Coven as well. The urns and the stolen remains play a part in a ritual to summon the storms. If you're willing, I could use your assistance. I need to finish my investigation of the site to see what else I can learn.
What do you need me to do?
I could use your help to examine the strange pikes erected around the temple. Harrow fiends and vampires roam the area, making it difficult to get close. Hence the need for your assistance. You see, I'm not that confident in my combat prowess.
Aren't you a vampire?
Is it that obvious? But have no fear. As a member of House Ravenwatch, I have pledged to never take blood from an unwilling subject. I assure you, I'm only here to help.
So how can a vampire help stop the Ice Reach Coven?
I am much more than just a vampire. In addition to being an agent of House Ravenwatch, I am a master alchemist and an expert in arcane studies. I do try to avoid direct violence, though, to make sure I never give in to temptation.
Okay. Alright, so examine the witch pikes. We need to examine 3 witch pikes.
Depleted. Just ordinary sticks and rope now. Interesting.
You know, I feel like we're not killing things fast enough, so after I record this, I'm probably gonna try to get myself a nice set. Because in most dungeons I play as a healer, but I'm gonna try to get myself a nice set to help when I'm doing solo play so I can kill things so much faster.
Can you feel the lingering energy? That's Daedric, if I'm not mistaken.
If you say so. alchemical residue, the pungent remnants of an alchemical mixture found on a depleted witch pike.
An alchemical residue. That should prove useful. These depleted witch pikes expended a lot of power to summon the Hero Storm. Now they're just ordinary sticks, but even in this state, they tell us much about the ritual that flowed through them.
Now remind me, what did we learn by examining the depleted witch pikes?
I'm sure now that the pikes play a significant role as focal points for the storm ritual. The prepared pikes are depleted as the ritual runs its course, but I sensed lingering energy, including a Daedric taint. And we found an intriguing residue.
What's the significance of the residue?
It's the remains of an alchemical poultice that was spread over the pikes. Smells like rotting fungus, doesn't it? With a little study, I should be able to identify each ingredient in its makeup. Then I can begin to understand the ritual.
Should we take a closer look at the temple now?
One other thing I want to check first. I noticed the pilgrims leading a cart away from the temple right before the storm hit. Coven members could have tried to slip away among the innocents. The cart should be along the road south of the temple.
Okay, let's go check on the pilgrims. Okay, looks like there's a crafting forge here. Let me just put it on the map. The giant camp. That's not what I thought it was.
Strange. They're alive but unresponsive. Check the crates and see if they contain the smuggled items.
Dust and ashes. The only evidence that the smuggled funerary urns were in this hidden compartment is the dusting of ash inside.
Did you find anything of interest in the crate?
The crate was empty except for some dust and ashes.
I can't believe anyone knowingly involved would have let themselves be exposed to the storm. Perhaps the pilgrims were tricked into transporting the crate. Or maybe it was slipped into their cart.
Should we check on the temple now?
Yes, of course. Though I fear what we may find there. The temple was clearly at the center of the storm. Regardless, there's still a lot we don't know about the effects of this ritual. Observing the target area could offer new insights.
Okay. Let's go to the temple. Divines and the Nords. Okay, wait a minute. Giant camp. I did that.
These are temple priests and pilgrims. It seems the storm killed them. I'll need to perform more tests. But from what we've seen, I believe the storm affects mortals in 3 distinct ways. It kills them, transforms them into harrow fiends, or leaves them mindless. I suppose I'd say it harrowed those poor pilgrims.
So what do we do next?
I want to learn more about the ritual and how it produces the harrow storms. And I need to confirm my theories about the storm's effects. I'll start by examining the residue from the witch pike to identify the components used to power the ritual.
So what do you need to examine the residue?
My alchemical equipment. It's extremely fragile, so I left it in my pack. I hid it among a copse of trees once I saw all the vampires and harrow fiends. Once I retrieve it, I can find a place to begin my analysis.
Okay, let's go find your pack.
That's close enough, Leech.
Wait! I'm not part of the coven!
Looks like I made it back just in time. This place is crawling with vampires, and that one was about to make a meal out of you.
That's Fenarian of the House Ravenwatch. He's investigating the Icewitch Coven, just like us.
House Ravenwatch. I've heard of them, but he's a long way from Rivenspire. Well, if you're willing to trust a vampire, I suppose I can too. I spotted a coven witch. If we hurry, we might be able to catch her.
A coven witch? Where?
On the cliff overlooking the temple. Calls herself Sister Embrit. I was going to rush her, but I wanted to make sure you hadn't run afoul of any of these monsters first. No offense, Fen. Come on. If we're lucky, the witch is still up there.
All right.
Perhaps I could question the witch before you introduce her to your impressive axe blade?
Okay, here's another side quest. We'll mop up all of these. All right. I guess they want some action.
Even Harold. It seems the ritual needs refinement.
Kill her before she can summon another storm.
My pleasure.
Willing sacrifices.
Oh yeah, she's a Khajiit,
nice.
right?
Sacrifice! I'd rather give you my axe, witch.
Take her prisoner. No matter. I found something. This way?
Go with your vampire friend. I'm gonna look around here.
Do you see? These are the same as the urns smuggled from Bankarai. They didn't just shatter. They exploded. I can sense traces of magicka clinging to the shards that matched the energy used in the storm ritual. These other fragments, though.
What are the fragments?
All this rubble scattered around didn't just come from these urns. The texture and patterns are different. They appear to have used the funerary dust in the urns to summon the Harrow Storms. But I'm not sure what was inside the larger vessels.
Larger vessels?
Look at the shape of the fragments. They come from a hollow receptacle of some sort. Something at least as tall as you. Perhaps larger. Just another piece of the puzzle. Maybe when I analyze the witchpike residue, an answer will suggest itself.
Come to Solitude with us. There must be a place there where you can set up your equipment.
Thank you, but no. I try to avoid large population centers. The temptation. You understand. I'll find someplace nearby, but out of the way where I can set up my equipment and work undisturbed. I'll send word when I have something to report.
Do you have a location in mind?
I met a clever woman who lives in the bog near Morthal. Old Mjolnir's a dying breed among the Nords, a practitioner of the old magic. The locals both admire and fear her. If anyone can help me untangle the Coven's ritual, it's her.
So, what did your vampire friend discover?
Fenarian thinks that the Harrow Storms create Harrow Fiends and the Harrowed.
Reach witches summoning magical storms to create feral vampires? That's horrible, but to what purpose? Well, that's the next puzzle to solve. First, we need to get this information to the Queen. Here. This was for Brondel, but it's yours now.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Queen Gerhild needs to hear what we discovered at Kilcreath Temple. Hopefully that will be enough for her to get us an audience with High King Svargrim.
Do we have enough evidence to convince the king and queen of the danger?
The queen seemed reasonable. She'll believe us. As for Svargrim, who can tell? I haven't met the man, but everything I've heard describes him as prideful, arrogant, and hard-headed. Even with the queen's help, there's no guarantee.
So what do we do if High King Svargrim refuses to see us?
I'd like to knock down the palace door, grab him by the throat, and shake him until he listens. That would probably start a war, though, and Yoren specifically asked me to avoid that. For now, let's bring our evidence to Queen Gerhild.
Okay, let's go see the High Queen.
If there's anything else we need to discuss, let's get it out of the way now, before we return to Solitude.
Why do you think the Coven wants to turn people into Harrow Fiends?
Hey, you and Fenorian came to that conclusion, not me. Still, it makes as much sense as anything. As to why, I have no idea. This connection to vampires, though, that's troubling. We should keep Fen away until we get into Svargrim's good graces.
So Fenorian is going to seek help from a clever woman near Morthal.
A clever woman? Out here? Nords are extremely distrustful of magic, especially Nords from western Skyrim. I'm surprised the people of Morthal tolerate her presence. If anyone can help Fen figure out the Coven's ritual, though, it would be her.
Should we help them with their research?
Our priority remains getting an audience with High King Svargrim. We need to convince him that the Icereach Coven is a threat to his kingdom, and get him to help us stop them. Let's return to Solitude and present our findings to the Queen.
Well, I just gotta ask, what's a clever woman?
Clever men and women are Nords with an aptitude for magic, though most use the term to refer to practitioners of the old ways. They're rare. Not the usual adepts found at the Mages Guild. Distrust of magic runs deep in Skyrim, especially out here.
So why do the people of Skyrim distrust magic?
Could be that the elves our ancestors fought soured our taste for magic. Or maybe there weren't enough skalds singing about wizards going to Sovngarde. Might be that Nords just prefer their natural talents. Either way, magic isn't popular here.
Alright, we need to return to Solitude. I think I'm just going to recall. So go to the Blue Palace.
Another day in another infernal hell. Oh no.
Help! Assassins in the palace! Help!
That's one of the Queen's attendants. Let's get inside.
Okay, the king is not here.
Be strong, Svana.
Mother! No! No!
Svana, your father, the kingdom. Watch over.
Mother! No! You can't die! Mother!
Sire, the assassins might return. You must get to somewhere safe.
Have Yoren's lackeys come to gloat?
We came here to warn you, Your Highness.
And yet my wife lies dead,
If you had listened to us,
like she did. If I determine Yoren had a hand in this, there will be war! Someone take care of my wife!
Father, please.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
gods, what a disaster. The Queen's been assassinated and Svargrim still refuses to listen to reason. We need to find a way to set things right.
So how did an assassin get that close to the Queen?
Good question. The guards should have been able to handle a run-of-the-mill assassin. This could be connected to the Icereach Coven. In fact, I'd wager my axe that it is.
So what do we do now?
Look around. See if you can find any indication of how the assassin got in and out of the palace so easily. Maybe even turn up something that ties the murderer to the Coven. I'll make sure the princess is all right.
Okay, I'll see what I can find. Icereach Coven Medallion. A medallion, its cord broken, found laying among the shards of glass beneath a broken window near the scene of Queen Gerhild's assassination. So nice of them to make my job easy.
Svanna's taking this pretty hard. I suppose most daughters feel close to their mothers. Not that I'd know, I never knew my mother. Sorry, don't mind me. Did you find anything that might lead us to the assassin?
I found this medallion nearby, beneath a broken window.
We've seen these medallions before. On the Reachman near Kilcreath. And I saw them on the witches in Icereach. The assassin definitely seems to be in league with the Coven. But can we get Svargrim to believe that and accept the danger he's in?
Well, the High King sounded pretty angry to me.
Svargrim has every right to be angry. He watched his wife die right before his eyes. But he's the High King. He doesn't have the right to be stupid. Time to make Svargrim confront some hard truths. Come on, the Sword Thane led the king upstairs.
Okay, lead the way. Pretty sure this is not where they went, but...
We need to see the High King.
I should think not. The High King is in mourning. He's not to be disturbed.
The Queen's wasn't the only life lost today. Now get out of our way.
Go right in.
What kind of protection is this?
Your Highness, please. Your kingdom is in grave danger.
My queen's blood hasn't yet cooled, and already Yoren's lackeys hound me.
We have proof that the Coven threatening your kingdom is responsible for the Queen's death. Show him, partner.
Does Yoren think me so weak that he believes his half-giant can twist my arm and fill my head with lies? I am not so easily duped, outsider.
It's not Euron you need to be concerned with, it's the Icereach Coven.
Reach witches? They pose no threat. We've beaten back those wild dogs time and time again, while our brothers to the east bow down to a poetry-writing milk drinker. I will not be lectured on such matters by the likes of you.
Have you heard about the Harrowstorm that struck Kilcreath? Turned your people into Harrow fiends.
Tales told around campfires to scare the children. Storms happen here all the time, and none of them spawn monsters. The last spy who spoke of such things, well, he no longer speaks of such things. I am the Wolf of Solitude. I know my enemies.
Queen Gerhild asked us to bring you proof. That might be why the Coven killed her.
You dishonor my wife's name by letting it pass through your treacherous lips. Away with you! And pray I don't find evidence that ties you to the Queen's murder. That would not go so well for you.
Okay.
We'll leave you to your grief, Your Highness.
Clearly an idiot.
Is it true? Mother told me you were working for her before she...
I'm sorry, Svanna.
My mother. She told me she gave the mighty Lyris Titanborn an important task. Tell me, what were you doing for my mother?
We were gathering evidence to convince the High King of the threat to your kingdom.
Threat? What threat? And do you think this is why someone came into the palace and killed her?
The Icereach Coven has come to Western Skyrim. It looks like they killed the Queen.
And did you tell my father all this? Is he rallying the soldiers? Alerting the other holds?
The High King won't listen to us. He thinks this is all some plot of the Skald King.
My father sees Yoren's plots everywhere, even in his spicy venison stew. Well, I won't let my mother's death be for nothing. She trusted you, and so will I. My father be damned. Please, find whoever did this and stop them.
We'll do whatever we can.
I saw the assassin. He moved fast. Unbelievably fast. He leaped through the window after stabbing my mother. By that time, the guards had gathered, so I guess he decided to flee. try to follow his trail. Someone outside must have seen something.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll need to find a witness who saw the assassin. Alright, that being said, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with more Elder Scrolls Online.